So a flight that was expected to evacuate hundreds of British nationals from the coronavirus hit Wuhan has now been cancelled. The Foreign Office say they are working urgently to organise a flight to the UK as soon as possible.
So expat Adam Bridgeman was booked onto that flight, and he faces the tough decision of leaving his wife and 4-week-old baby behind due to evacuation rule. Well, Adam joins us now from Wuhan. Adam, you face, all sorts of challenges, of course, being out there in Wuhan in the first place. Firstly, let me get your reaction to the fact that this flight, which you thought was going to take you out, has now been cancelled.
Yeah, it's very worrying. I wasn't sure we were going to board the plane anyway because only I was confirmed to be able to. They said my wife couldn't board the plane because she's a Chinese national. That wasn't the decision of the British government. And they were unable to confirm whether or not my son could board.
So what would you have done then, Adam? Would you have just turned up at the airport with your family in the hope that they would say, do you know what, it's extraordinary circumstances, they can come on the plane with you?
Well, we were still undecided because we were thinking maybe I could go with my son and leave my wife here, but separating a mother from her newborn baby, that's not something we're really willing to do. On the other hand, it's not really safe here. He might need medical attention. He's a newborn baby, he needs vaccinations and so on. But going to the hospital here, seeing a doctor here is a little bit dangerous at the moment, so there's no good option really.
Adam, you are in an agonising situation because you want to protect your newborn, 4 weeks old, vulnerable. But as you say, that would mean splitting your family up and leaving your baby's mother behind. It seems a terribly unfair situation that What is the reason why your wife can't leave, other than that she's a Chinese national? I mean, she's not at greater risk of spreading the virus than you are. Why can't she come with you?
I'm not really sure. All I know is that the Chinese government has decided that Chinese nationals are not allowed to be evacuated on these flights. That's all I know. As for the precise reason, I don't know.
And you're married, so you would have thought that that would give you special privileges as well. The fact that it's a family unit.
Yeah, I would have hoped so, but apparently not. Although I've heard from the Foreign Office that they're still trying.
OK,
right.
So they're trying to help you, which is great. Adam, will you just sort of paint a picture of what life is like for you and what Wuhan is like at the moment for us back here? Because it seems extraordinary to think. I mean, you had a little baby Austin just a couple of days before the virus or the announcement of the virus, which is a fraught time for any new parents. But in amongst what's going on, what's the atmosphere like? What's it like out on the streets?
Well, I think at the moment most people are staying indoors as much as possible. If you look out the window, it's very quiet. You see maybe 1 or 2 people. There are not many, no cars on the road. Life for us is we stay at home. We order, if we need food, we order vegetables and fruit to be delivered. We can also order nappies to be delivered. So those delivery services are a real lifeline. But yeah, we're not going out very much. I go out to take out rubbish sometimes, and I wear a mask, and that's that's about it. We still have electricity, water, internet, so it's not too bad. It's still okay.
And the flight currently is cancelled. They can't get the UK can't get permission from the Chinese at the moment, as I understand it, to get that flight out. Have you got any news on when it's rescheduled for?
All I've heard is that possibly Friday, but nothing specific, no.
So Foreign Office is working urgently to organise that flight, we're told, yeah.
Adam, have you got any friends who have got family members who have contracted the coronavirus at all? Have you got any contact with it, or do you know what people are going through if they are experiencing the symptoms?
I don't know. Other than a few videos I've seen on Chinese social media, I don't really know what's going on. I've heard that there are lots of people in special quarantine facilities, and the situation is pretty tense. But personally, I don't know anyone who has got the virus.
And of course, little Austin hasn't been out of the house for a couple of weeks, so of course it's really important that newborn babies go to hospital and they have their checkups. Have you been able to take him to have any of his checkups?
No, I haven't. He's supposed to be going to get his hepatitis B vaccination this week, but I don't really want to take him there.
Of course not.
We can delay that for a while, though, I think. But yeah, he hasn't been to the hospital for a
Adam,
while.
are you and your family frightened of the virus?
I'm not really that frightened at the moment. I'm still trying to stay positive, and I hope it blows over. I'm mostly concerned about about my baby. He needs some medical attention at some point. As we said, vaccinations, checkups, and that's the main issue for me because I don't want to take him out.
No, and you don't want to take him to a hospital where the virus is likely to be.
And how are the Chinese authorities being with you in terms of information, in terms of how safe you are or what's going on and what they're trying to do? Are they being open about the situation, do you think?
I think so. I mean, compared to the SARS outbreak, they reacted very quickly, and there's lots of information for people about what to do, what not to do. I receive text messages from them quite often saying, keep clean, wash your hands, wear a mask, don't visit friends. And there's also been the people have also, their morale is pretty good, I think, because you hear people sort of chanting together out the window, trying to encourage each other not to lose, to stay positive, I think. And this, so yeah, I think the government here has done quite a good job.
Adam, tomorrow you face that decision. Do you take your baby and leave your wife? And if they won't let your wife go, will you leave your baby with your wife in Wuhan? Or will you decide to stay behind?
I'll definitely, I'm not leaving alone. I won't leave alone. As to whether or not I'll leave with my son and leave my wife here, we're not decided, but it's a really difficult decision. At the moment, I'm leaning towards, I don't want to break our family apart. Not with, the baby's too young, so I think we'll probably stay here if we can't all go.